I drafted and made a dress. I added some squish to my yarn stash, and I'm sharing my favorite things for home solutions. Oh wait, did I tell you I was featured in MSN? Hi friends, I'm Denise. On this channel, I help you create a wardrobe and home that you love. If you're new here, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button below. And to my returning viewers, thank you for being here. Let's get into another video. Let's start with what I'm wearing. I drafted this dress 4 years ago in 2021. I've never shared it on social media, but since we're building a friendship, I thought I'd share it with you first. After all, we're a week into May, and May is the month for makers to celebrate sewing. I've worn it several times, and every time I feel both comfortable and elegant. The fabric is a linen rayon blend, so it's breathable with a lot of drape. I will say that because of the gathering and the length, it did take a lot of fabric to make. I purchased the linen at my local fabric shop, Stone Mountain and Daughter in Berkeley, California. I had a lot of fun making it, and I'm really into a comfy, wide, cozy dress for the spring. While we're on the subject of garment sewing, I wanted to share that I have a full garment sewing course available on Skillshare, and you can take it for free for 30 days. It's great for beginners all the way through intermediate sewists, and the link is in the description box below. Over 16,000 students have taken the course and completed a garment successfully. 80% of them say that the course exceeded their expectations, and the other 20% say that their goals were met. You can check out the reviews in the link below. Now let's talk about knitting. For local yarn shop day last month, I went to A Verb for Keeping Warm. Now, I know I'm totally spoiled because my local yarn shop is a very unique and special space. The reason it resonates with me is because the owners really focus on natural everything. They produce their own yarns and use plants to dye them in their own back garden. Of course, they carry other yarn brands and they teach classes and workshops. And for those of us who love to both knit and sew, and crochet, let's not forget that, they also carry fabric. They have a really cool section of super stylish notions. If you like your tools to be beautiful, this is the place to shop. Today, I want to show you a new addition to my yarn stash. I don't keep a lot of yarn at home on purpose because I want to live with as few things as possible. So that means that when I'm designing a new sweater or an accessory, I have to go out and get new yarn. And this was no exception, but it was really fun. This is Nibble, 100% California made in the Santa Barbara area. Christine, one of the owners of Verb, told me that the making of this yarn benefits the residents of the areas that were ravaged by the wildfires. So I'm really excited to use it, and I have started swatching for it already. Let me get my swatch. Here's my swatch. I made it in both garter and stockinette stitch, and I used a little trick that I learned at Verb. So you can see that I made 3 little yarn over holes, and that tells me that I used a US number 3 needle to make this swatch. Is that a cool trick that you can use? Now I'm gonna grab my cast on. I realize it's not much, but I did cast on. It's not much yet, but I do want your feedback. I've never shared a design in the making. I'm wondering if you would like me to share this design as it grows and becomes something that we can all make and wear. What do you think? Ooh, I do want to share that I will be hosting a knit along. We're going to be making the cashmere crown. It's my latest pattern. It's an accessory that can be worn as a neck warmer or as a crown. I'll be hosting the knit along so that we can all knit together, And I'll include one on Ravelry so that y'all can talk to each other as we're all working on it together. If you'd like to knit and chat with me live, please follow me on Instagram. That's where I'll be making the announcement this week. Of course, the link to my Instagram is in the description box below. Now let's move on to the segment that I'm calling Denise's Favorite Things. This week, I'm sharing solutions for the home. I've been watering my plants, my outdoor plants, with this watering can, which is cute, but it's dusty and crusty. And I've been doing that for 2 years. So that means that I have to come in and out to refill the can a million times because I have plants on my front porch and I have plants in the backyard. And that just ends up making a huge mess. So I found something to make my life easier. My first home favorite is this hose. It has this thumb lever for on and off, and it has a pivot joint where it attaches to your spigot. The metal parts are this pretty rose gold color, and it expands when it's full, but shrinks when it's empty. It also weighs next to nothing. Take a second and say that even though I'm running around like a crazy person grabbing things to share them with you, this is really fun for me and I hope that you're enjoying it too. All right, let's move on to the second thing that I have selected as a home solution. I have these eco-friendly kitchen sponges. These are not only beautiful, they're also compostable, made from cotton and wood pulp. They're super absorbent and machine washable. The botanical print also matches the art in my kitchen. Favorite item for the home, number 3. They look like little boomerangs, but they are actually rug corners, which I had never heard about. But they work like a charm. They're called Never Curl. They have an adhesive backing, and you get 8 of them so that you can cover 2 rugs. My front doormat would curl at the corners, so when I opened the front door, it would get caught. But now, it's no longer a problem. For our last segment, I wanted to tell you about something amazing that happened for my small business. I was featured in MSN on the top 10 list. I'll tell you what it was. I'm going to read it from my screen. It was top 10 industry disruptors making an impact in 2025. The story featured individuals whom, and I quote, who are introducing fresh perspectives, reshaping outdated models, and driving meaningful progress across their fields. And that summarizes why I've returned to YouTube with so much passion. I'm sharing the clothing that I'm making, how I organize, clean, and design my home. And like I did today, I'll share the tools that I use. We can talk about food and recipes too. If you didn't know, I have been on a plant-based diet for 17 years. Another thing I would love to share with you is my love for everything vintage and thrifted. We can talk about how I incorporate those things into my wardrobe in my home and how you might consider doing it too. I give thanks that I am able to live and work as an artist out of my home, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to share my perspective with you. Please leave a comment below and let me know what part of this video spoke to you, any special interests or ideas, or a topic that you'd like me to cover in a future video. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to subscribe and take advantage of all the links that I left for you in the description box below. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you next Sunday. Bye!